Chiefs Kingdom, are we watching a quiet takeover? Because the Kansas City Chiefs are building a defense nobody wants to see across the line of scrimmage right now. It's not loud, it's not flashy, but it is mean, disciplined, and built for January. If you're new here, welcome to Kansas City Chiefs Today. Hit that sub button because we're pushing to 5,000 and we've got your daily Chiefs fix. Let's talk about how this defense turned into a problem for the rest of the NFL. Last season, the defense carried this team through some choppy offensive waters, and that identity didn't just stick, it got reinforced. Steve Spagnuolo is still dialing it up like a mad scientist, but the parts on his workbench got younger, longer, and faster. Brett Veach spent the offseason fortifying the trenches and retooling the back end. Veterans like Chris Jones and Nick Bolton remain the heartbeat, while rising stars like Trent McDuffie keep the coverage tight. There were real changes too. Reid moved on, which opened the door for Jaden Hicks to step forward and own more responsibility at safety. In the draft, the Chiefs injected fresh juice with Omar Norman-Lott on the interior and Ashton Gilla on the edge, plus more competition at corner with Noel Williams. Add in Kristian Fulton to the cornerback room, and suddenly you've got flexibility all over the secondary. Let's start up front, because this is where Spags wins games. Chris Jones still commands doubles, and when he collapses the pocket, everything else becomes easier. Put Omar Norman-Lott next to him on early downs, and you're sturdier against inside zone and duo, but you also have a penetrator who can win backside. That matters when teams try to run away from Jones. There's no safe side anymore. On the edge, Ashton Gilla brings a relentless motor and heavy hands. He doesn't have to be a 60-snap guy to change a series, he just needs to tilt 2 or 3 high-leverage plays a game. Rotate him with George Karlaftis and, when healthy, Mike Dana, and the speed-to-power profile starts to stack. You can chase bootlegs, you can fold the pocket, and you can punish quarterbacks who drift. Second level? Nick Bolton looks like the traffic cop in a construction zone, directing everything and arriving with bad intentions. He's reading out RPOs, fitting downhill, and cleaning up those hurry throws that come off simulated pressure. And when Spags kicks into dime, Drew Tranquill's versatility lets you blur whether pressure is coming from the second or third level. That disguises the coverage and buys your rush another half second. Now the coverage unit is where the Chiefs can get downright nasty. Trent McDuffie is a technician who can travel or live in the slot and erase option routes. Kristian Fulton gives you another outside body type to match taller frames, while Joshua Williams and Jalen Watson round out a long corner rotation. On the back end, Jaden Hicks' range and hit power let you spin the safety shell late. You can show 2 high, rotate to 3, or roll into quarters without tipping it early. The result is complementary defense. The rush squeezes timing, the linebackers close air, and the DBs finish throws at the catch point. When this unit gets to 3rd and 7, it's Spagnuolo's playground. Creepers, simulated pressures, 5-man pictures that only bring 4, green dog rules that trigger when backs stay in. That's where Kansas City breaks drives. So how are they doing it, snap to snap? Pre-snap disguise is the foundation. Spags will sugar the A-gaps with linebackers, walk a nickel into the seam, and make quarterbacks set the protection wrong on purpose. Then the ball is snapped and 4 rushers come from unexpected places while a defensive end drops under a slant. It's chaotic to play against and elegant to watch. Against mobile quarterbacks, the Chiefs have leaned into cage rush rules. Ends compress, tackles stay disciplined on escape lanes, and Bolton mirrors as a low-hole spy when needed. If the QB tries to break contain, you get a force player in his face and a late trigger tackler rallying from depth. That turns 20-yard scrambles into 7-yard slides, and 7-yard slides into punts. Coverage-wise, the menu is deep. Match quarters on early downs with McDuffie sniffing out crossers. Robber looks on money downs where a safety is sitting right where the first read wants to go. Then there's the bracket toolkit. Take away the hot hand with a trail and top combo and force the ball into the 3rd window. When the corners plaster and the rush arrives on time, quarterbacks start seeing ghosts. One underrated wrinkle this year is the run-fit math. With Norman-Lott and Jones, you can win inside with fewer bodies, which lets a safety like Hicks stay on top of play action instead of flying down into the box every snap. that closes the explosive play faucet. It's not just about sacks and tackles for loss. It's about playing on your terms and dictating to offenses. You can feel the national media starting to say it out loud. This Chiefs defense is no longer just good for Kansas City. It's good, period, and its ceiling is top tier. Nick Bolton himself has talked about the pieces being in place for a number one unit, and when your green dot believes that, the rest of the room tends to follow. The vibe in the building is confident, not cocky. Fans have noticed the shift too. Arrowhead's always been loud, but when your defense strings together 3 and-outs, that place becomes a pressure cooker. It feeds the pass rush, it rattles visiting O-lines, and it steals a possession or 2 every game. That's the difference between hanging on in the fourth quarter and slamming the door. Injuries always factor, but the depth is better this season. You've got legitimate rotation pieces on the line, multiple body types at corner, and a safety group that can mix. That cushion matters in a 17-game marathon. If the defense can keep the snap counts sane through October, you'll see the fastball in December. Zooming out, the AFC playoff race is going to be a street fight. The Ravens bring speed and power. The Bengals are always live when their quarterback is upright. The Texans have turned into a problem, and the Bills and Dolphins can still score in bunches. The constant? Defense travels. Kansas City's ability to win 23-17 in the cold or 27-20 on the road is what separates real contenders. Head-to-head, this Chiefs defense pairs well against the conference's explosive offenses. You need corners who can play through hands, a rush that affects timing, and linebackers who don't blow run fits chasing shiny objects. Kansas City checks those boxes. You won't shut everyone out, but you won't get boat raced either, and that's often the playoff margin. So where does this go next? It comes down to stacking takeaways and red zone stops. If the Chiefs keep forcing quarterbacks into late throws and keep their red zone identity, brackets on stars, bodies on bodies in the run game, you're going to see some very quiet fourth quarters. Add a complementary offense that finishes drives, and the league's in trouble. We've talked a lot about defense, but complementary football matters. A healthier receiver room and cleaner protection keep your defense fresh and let Spags hold the blitzes for the right moments. When the offense posts 24 and the defense holds teams under 20, this team looks like, well, Kansas City. That's the version nobody wants to play in January. Alright, Kingdom, your turn. How high is the ceiling for this defense, and which piece do you think unlocks the most? Is it Jones' dominance, McDuffie's coverage, Bolton's command, or the rookie energy in the trenches? Drop your takes in the comments and join the road to 5,000 subs here on Kansas City Chiefs Today.